Money Day. Hope you're all doing well on this Sunday evening. I'm your host Jacob, and today I'm going to be bringing you a lit capital Sunday setups market outlook. Okay, so it's just a forecast of things to look for the week ahead. Of course, the usual stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Appreciate each and every one of you that tune in to our outlook for the week ahead. Members and non-members, of course. Obviously, before we get into it, we want to let you guys know to visit our website at litcapital.co.uk to get started on your training journey with us. Okay, it's very important that you're in the know in terms of knowledge, not necessarily in regards to how we trade, but having some type of strategy and formula to how you're planning to tackle the markets yourself. You should not be trading without some type of theory to what you're seeing from a technical analysis perspective. Okay, so for any beginners wanting to get started, head over to our website now, have a browse, give us an inquiry for sure. Of course, before we get into the charts, we are going to check out what it lies ahead from a fundamental perspective. So we're going to see what fundamental analysis we have before looking at the charts that may be able to influence and obviously provide the volatility within the charts, of course. So middle of the month of May now. So really things are, in my opinion, really starting to heat up. We've seen what's been happening with cryptos, of course. A lot of chatter in regards to the Discord as to what has been going on with that. But that's not the only thing that is due to pick up regarding a volatility perspective in what we're seeing from the charts. Okay, so looking at the fundamentals to open up the week. Okay, so 3 a.m. this morning coming. That is GMT for you guys that are across the world. We have the unemployment rate for China as well as retail sales. Okay, now obviously we don't look to trade Chinese currency, but you know, with China being such a big economy in terms of import and export, it's definitely something to gauge as the market opens. Okay, so then later on into the morning, so to speak, we got a European Commission forecast, okay, coming out of Europe. So definitely see what that's about. We also have a monetary policy report hearing coming out from GBPUSD, but again, it's not a monetary policy meeting, but we'll see what is going on with that. Going into Tuesday, we have the unemployment rate for the GBP, so pound. Definitely looking forward to that, just in regards to what we can see, because the pound has been in a big deficit the last couple of weeks. So let's see what happens with that. Excuse me, I missed the RBA meetings for the Aussie, of course. Later on into the session, we have the employment change for the Europe as well. And going into the afternoon on Tuesday, we have retail sales for the US dollar. Okay, there is a speech from President Lagarde. I'm not sure what it is regarding. We also have a speech from Chairman Powell also. So definitely looking forward to that too. Going into Wednesday, GDP growth rate for the yen, as well as the inflation rate for the pound. So a lot of pound news, it seems, this week. CPI for the CAD, inflation rate for the CAD, building permits for US as well. Thursday, the balance of trade for the yen. We have the unemployment data coming out from the Aussie, of course. For those that like to trade Aussie pairs, we have the jobless claims for the US, as well as some existing home sales. And then to round off the week, we've got consumer confidence for the pound as well. So definitely something to look for. Inflation rate for the yen, retail sales for the pound. Again, yeah, it seems like a lot of pound data, which is good. And we also have the employment change for the CAD. Okay, so we do have a lot of high impact data that can affect these charts for sure. Looking at what it is, it's definitely news heavy this week. So let's go over to the charts. I do want to start with GBPUSD. Just looking at what we can kind of see from a perspective of what's kind of played out. Last week we were in a bit of a range, but coming into Thursday and Friday of last week, we did break out and create a lower low, right? So since doing that, we have looked to expand upwards on the smaller time frame. So heading over to like the 15-minute, we kind of had a range come Friday, and then out of that range, we've kind of dipped this low here from the London session of that Friday, and then going into New York, we started to rise. Okay, so I do think we can potentially see a retracement happen for this pair after getting a new lower low. Of course, if we think about a swing perspective, Um, on the hourly chart, this is definitely the swing perspective in terms of a retracement. This candle here before we get in this big move down to the downside. Okay, so we are in a retracement zone on the hourly, but then looking at the daily perspective, what we can kind of see, in my opinion, is that we could be in line to actually breach that level and give us a proper daily retracement. Again, where we have not seen that, it's been pretty bearish for the pound. The pound has been very, very weak, coupled with the dollar being very, very strong. I do think we could be in line, depending on what we want to do with those fundamental updates, the fundamental releases. If the pound is now going to give us a bit of a bounce back, but nonetheless, I do expect us to climb higher and go back and maybe retest this candle we have that was in the range before giving us the move to the downside. Okay, so definitely going to be looking at it come Monday London session just to see what we can get. I am very wary of these equal highs that we left. I was actually looking for the high of last week to actually get breached, but we never did that before sliding to the downside. So it just shows how weak the pound actually was. But whether or not with the news that's coming out, we actually want to get past that from a liquidity perspective. We have a lot of imbalance there as well. I would understand why it would want to do that as well. So not just looking small from the small picture in terms of the range on a 1 hour, we do have bigger time frame ranges that we could potentially see retracements from that have yet to happen. So definitely going to anticipate what we can get from the GBPUSD. It is one of my favorite pairs. And lastly but not least, I'm going to look over US30 as well, which again, definite. We had a lot of movement to the downside on this pair. We have hit, in my opinion, a daily area of interest to potentially get a retracement upwards as well. So again, where we've kind of slid from, and we've been having consecutive down days after down days for a couple of weeks now, we may look to actually retrace higher. So what I can kind of see from this picture here, what we can kind of look from is we've come into this zone. We did have quite a engulfing spike to finish off the Thursday session, and going into the Friday session, we did hit this imbalance area, of course. So once we had done that, we had trouble actually breaching this area, of course, in terms of actually getting above where there would be other areas of liquidity. But I still think we are able to actually retrace higher from this zone. I'm not saying we're overall bullish, but I do think we could be in line for some pullback opportunities to then sell from higher up, because looking at the daily 4-hour picture, we have been heavily moving towards the downside, but not really having real retracements. In terms of the retracements have been on smaller time frames, and they've been quite shallow. So I am looking to see if we can pick back up towards the upside before continuing the sell-off. I don't think the sell-off is complete for the indices, but just looking at the areas that we've got so far, if we could then get a retest of this area here, this candle here is definitely of interest to me. Before then continuing the rally higher, that is something that would make sense for us to see. But we're going to see how the open tonight actually looks. Obviously, we're not going to look to trade it tonight, but if this lines up in and around, or we go into a consolidation, I would like to see us dip lower, potentially just to take out the New York low that we kind of had on the Friday just gone. If we want to take that out before then going long again, that is something I would like to see happen. Okay, so just looking at what I can kind of see from where we had the structure shift in terms of coming into this area, shifting throughout. It was quite late on the Thursday, so obviously we weren't really looking to take the trade. But then going into this consolidation on Friday in the London session, we pulled up into it come the afternoon open, the stock open. But then later on into the evening on Friday, we dipped the London low and then actually retested this imbalance. So again, we could be in line for higher prices. So how it now looks earlier in the week, if we get higher up earlier in the week, in my opinion, that would be the best thing for us, because we are still overall bearish. Whether or not we'll get another bearish week, we're yet to see. We have to kind of look at how the technicals are playing day by day and session by session, of course. So that's kind of what I got for you guys this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give us a like, subscribe. If you've got a comment, we'd be glad to reach out to everyone that gives us a comment, of course. So just waiting for the, we've only got a few hours until the actual open now. So excited for the week ahead nonetheless. These are the two pairs I'm predominantly going to focus on. There are a few other things that will be thrown in the Discord, of course. If you're not in the Discord, you are now able to get free access, okay, which will be limited in regards to certain sections. Certain sections will be closed for members only, but definitely the value that we're giving there from a freebie basis, definitely join in the community. You're all welcome, of course. If you would like to be a premium member, just hit us up at our website or our Instagram, @capital_ for inquiries into the subscription fee, okay? It is only £25. In my opinion, it's definitely worth it because we do tackle not only the Forex side, we are tackling the crypto side and stock side of things as well. So yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it there and wrap it up there. It's been a pleasure doing this call for you as usual. Remember, every day is money day. Peace.